Hi, today I'll be talking about the HTTP methods as promised. So there are 5 types of HTTP methods that are mainly used: get, post, put, patch and delete. There are 2 more which are not as commonly used as these 5, which we'll talk later, which is head and options, right? As I've already made a reel on endpoint, I also want to mention an endpoint is basically made of 2 things: methods and a URL. And today we'll be focusing on what methods are specifically HTTP methods. Second thing I want to mention is everything when it comes to HTTP methods is basically a resource. Okay, let me make you understand what resource is with an example. Consider user as a resource. When I talk about get, so we are getting the information of users, that as in we are fetching the information of users. Second is post. When I say post, what I want to do is I want to create new users. So every time I do post, we have different user IDs with different data of their own. Then it comes to put. Put is more like replacing the data and patch is more like updating partial data. I'll tell you the difference. When I talk about put basically replaces the entire data and gives us back after updation later on. And when I talk about patch, like for example, in a particular user data, I have name and maybe field, right, domain, and I want to update the name of that particular user ID. So I will not replace the entire thing, I'll just update the name. Maybe I'll make the name from Isha to Ishan, right? But for that I don't need to replace the entire thing. So in case I want to replace anything, I'll be using put, not patch. And for deletion, the example is if I want to delete the entire data or for a particular user. One very important property that I want to tell you all for HTTP methods is important, right? So what is important? Case of post, every time we put post, we basically create a new user. That means we have a new user ID. Therefore it is not important, right? To follow importancy, we need the same user ID instead of different one. So the HTTP method that follows importancy or is important in nature is put. Why? Because it only replaces the data and does not change the user ID. For more such technical content, follow Tech by Isha and let's get smarter together.